Hello there everybody, my name is Arceus and I'm doing a bit of a special video today because tomorrow is Pokemon Day. I put together a PowerPoint slide thing to talk about predictions and wishes for their announcement videos tomorrow. So there's no secret that I have been a Pokemon fan since I was a child, and I thought, hey, why the fuck not make one of these? Because I'm excited. I will be recording my reactions tomorrow, and in the beginning my idea was, okay, let's put this before the reactions as, one singular video. I realize this is going to be a very fucking long video if I do that, and no one wants to hear these ramblings before a reactions video, so we're doing this today as sort of a guessing game for me of what's going to be announced tomorrow. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So what are my predictions? What are my wishes, you might wonder? Well, some of the common predictions, which I also kind of agree with, these kinds of things might happen. First we have Gen 5 remakes. And not gonna lie, I am extremely worried about this one. Not that I don't think it will be announced. Honestly, I think with everything that's been going on in Game Freak right now, with ooh, we are doing raids, we're doing everything that's going on around with other games and so on and so forth, I think Gen 5 remakes is the thing you can lock in as this will be announced tomorrow. What I am worried about is how they're making these games, because the track record so far hasn't been too good on remakes. With that I mean Diamond and Pearl. That was disappointing in more ways than one. First and foremost, the show's Diamond and Pearl, which is fine, but you should have made it with the Platinum gameplay, as in you should have had the post-game of Platinum as well. Which makes me extremely worried, because if I want a black and white remake, I would want sort of all four of them. So, if you're gonna release black and white remakes, release black 1 and 2, white 1 and 2 as box sets, so you can play both of the games in one cartridge. And I don't mean black and white in one cartridge, I mean white 1, white 2, one cartridge. Black 1, black 2, one cartridge. That's the most fair way to do it. And make it in today's not today's standard, but make it look more like how you made the Legends games, the Golden Might games. Don't shibify everything. We want new, we want fresh, we want it to look sharp, but still have the spirit, the life of black and white. That's the easiest guess you can have for tomorrow. Then we have a new Legends game. This is also, I've seen a lot of people talking about it. They want it. They wanted originally a Legends Kyurem or something along those lines, so you could play at least something from Gen 5, but honestly I believe the remakes are coming, so I won't... not gonna lie, Legends Arceus was one of the most fun Pokemon games I've played in a long while. And I really want another one. I think the formula is great. Which gen do I want it from? I don't know. I just want another one. I thought it was a fantastic game. It was challenging. It gave a new perspective. It was a new genre of Pokemon, so to speak. And truly fantastic, fun, and enjoyable. So, will something like that be announced tomorrow? Maybe. Do I hope so? Yes. But it's a little bit... it's harder to say than the Gen 5 remakes, but it's not far-fetched to say that a new Legends game could be announced. Third thing that's been going around, making a lot of commotion, is a new Let's Go game. It's been a while since Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee at this point, and it wouldn't be, as I said, far-fetched for a new Let's Go game to come out, and it being Johto. That would actually be super cool, because then they could maybe balance those games a little bit better, because let's face it, the second half of the Johto games are too easy, everything is too low leveled, it's not interesting enough. With a Let's Go game, I think you can do it justice. And this comes from a person who isn't that interested in Pokemon Go anymore. I played it on release, but I lost interest very fast. Let's Go is super fun, it needs balancing, in my opinion, and it will be a great successor to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee with a Gen 2. So, not far-fetched, a lot of people have been wanting it, and I think it could happen. Of course, there's going to be new TCG sets. They're going to announce a super cool new TCG set, probably. Maybe they've just announced one. I am not a TCG player, because if I started collecting cards, oh boy, I wouldn't have any amount of death. It wouldn't surprise me if they come out with a new cool set to release sometime in the end of the year, around Christmas or so. I also believe in updates and DLC for live service games. We're talking, you know, Unite, we're talking Masters EX, everything like that. So Pokemon Go will have a big patch. I don't know if we're gonna get, you know, mass release of a new region, so to speak, you know, Gen 7 or Gen 8. I haven't kept up with Pokemon Go since 2000 and God, when was it? 2018, 19 maybe? But I think they're going to show you something. There's going to be a new cool raid, there's going to be maybe some new gameplay changes, there's going to be something going on here. And I feel like that's a super safe bet. Masters EX will have a new event and gacha pulls. Once again, this might have been announced. I haven't played Masters EX in a while, but I firmly believe that if they haven't announced anything, there's going to be something for Pokemon Day. Most games get something for Pokemon Day, so yeah, we're talking Sleep and those games as well, but I don't even know what those games are, so I'm not going to even try to predict. But they are going into the whole thing with updates and DLC for live service games. There's going to be a lot of that, or at least some things around that. Anyways, wild announcements, which could come out of the left field and just slap the shit out of us. Generation 10. Do I believe this will happen this year? No. I think Generation 10 is going to happen maybe next year. But honestly, if they're smart and if they can, I would say Gen 10 should wait a couple of years. And I know this sounds insane, but in a couple of years, I think 2 or 3 years, we're going to have 30th year anniversary of Pokemon. That's when you've built a game that will blow every other Pokemon game out of the waters. And that's when you announced Generation 10 on Pokemon Day at the 30th year anniversary. So wild prediction, Generation 10 not gonna happen, but it also wouldn't surprise me with how they've pushed out games and generations for the past couple of years. Second wild card announcement is a Switch 2 launch title. And since we know Switch 2 is on the horizon, this is also a little bit why I'm thinking maybe Generation 10 now. Switch 2 could have a Gen 10 launch title. Would I vote for that? Actually, no. Like I said earlier, Pokemon needs, at least the main series needs work at this point. And it being a launch title for Switch 2, wild as shit, don't want to see it. But I could see another Pokemon game be a launch title for Switch 2. Once again, we know next to nothing about it, at least I don't, and I don't think there's too much information about Switch 2, so announcing something like that would be fucking wild. Unless they've gone together with Nintendo and said, hey, let's make the first Switch 2 real announcement on Pokemon Day. Could happen, but once again, don't really believe it. On to more of a personal note. These are my wishes for what is going to happen on Pokemon Day tomorrow. We're gonna start off with Pokemon Mystery Dungeons. Pokemon Mystery Dungeons is my favorite spin-off series of Pokemon ever. It is in contention with Pokemon Ranger, but in today's day and age it's going to be hard to make a Ranger game, even though the Switch has a touchscreen. I don't think it is a touchscreen meant for, you know, stylus circling and so on and so forth. So, sad as it is, I believe Ranger is shelved forever until they make another handheld which is made with a stylus. Anyways, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Favorite spin-off series. I've loved the first and second game so much. My childhood, among others, but truly. Music fantastic, story even better, and I want an Explorers of Sky remake announcement tomorrow. We already have Pokemon Mystery Dungeons DX, which plays through the first games, the Red and Blue Rescue Team. It is time for the second one, which in my opinion is the best Mystery Dungeon. Story-wise, it's just, oh boy. And it is deserving of a remake since the first one got one. First one, once again, fantastic. Explorers of, I never played Sky, but I played Time. Sky is an extended version with more story. They should release Sky, not Time and Darkness. This is a wish of mine, and honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. I truly believe Mystery Dungeons could get a Sky remake tomorrow. I also would like to see a new Dungeons entry, mainly because we haven't had one in a good amount of years. I think the last one was Super Mystery Dungeon. Haven't played it yet, but I've finished everything up to the point where I can start it now. Yeah, it would be great with a new Dungeons game. Also, I would really like to see Colosseum games remake. Now, I've never had the pleasure of being able to play Colosseum or Gale of Darkness. I've watched Let's Plays of it. watched a few Let's Plays of them. And it is one of my greatest wishes to be able to play them myself. But getting a GameCube, that isn't the hard part, but finding these games to a reasonable price, next to impossible. What I would like to see is them remake these games. And I think a lot of people who were either too young or just missed out on the GameCube era of Pokemon games, because, let's face it, for some reason, the Colosseum games just went under the radar for many. I barely knew they existed as a child. It's time to let people experience these games again. Will it happen? No. But hey, it's my wish list. Then I want a new Snap. And don't get me wrong, I really liked new Pokemon Snap. The boss fights, super cool. The areas, gorgeous. What it was missing was manipulation of Pokemon. Now, I know you could throw apples, you could throw stuff and make them do things. But the one thing I truly missed from Pokemon Snap, the new one, that the old one had, was being able to manipulate Pokemon in a way that they evolved. And by evolving them, making them also do new stuff. Everything else they can keep. You know, you had the old school stuff with, you know, manipulating the world, manipulating stuff like that. But I would like to be able to evolve Pokemon in a Pokemon Snap game again. So, yeah. New Snap. Please. Everything that was in the other two, plus more. And finally, I would like to see a completely new spin-off genre. We got Legends Arceus. Fantastic, like one of the best games that's been released in the past couple of years, Pokemon-wise. But what else can they do? Now, I don't know what they could do, but I would like to see a non-live service, you know, non-free live service game in a new sort of spin-off way. I just don't know what. Yeah, that is my predictions and my wishes for tomorrow. I'm going to sit down, edit this together a bit quickly now, and then I will see you in tomorrow's video where I react to the announcement video of Pokemon Day. Bye-bye!